mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth.
This is probably irreparable.
The Golden Globes is known for being one of the most chaotic events on TV. It's where that booze flows freely and the stars get absolutely wasted, which results in ridiculous, unfiltered speeches, and apparently some beefs do happen because of them. Now this time, our favorite unpredictable award show has pulled off a prank that was so epic, it actually left one star a little red-faced in front of millions of people. Who was the prankster? Well, it was everyone's comedy dad, Eddie Murphy. But it seems as though the actor on the receiving end of the joke, none too pleased, especially since he's been through the ringer in the last year. Yeah, Will Smith is fuming at Eddie, and we've got all the deets. But before I get into it, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss out on any new videos, and helps us bring out new content on the regular. So while at the awards, Eddie Murphy was being honored for the prestigious Cecil B. DeMille Award. It's for those of comedic genius. And as he took the stand, the crowd roared with applause. And they also knew that they were in for something legendary. It's Eddie Murphy, come on. And as that applause died down, Eddie launched into his speech. He took some time to share some little words of wisdom, and left us with a punchline that left jaws on the floor, and people doubled over. In his very Eddie Murphy style, he declared, "Listen up, ladies and gents. I'm about to spill the secret sauce of success, so pay attention. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
I want to let you know that there is a definitive blueprint that you can follow to achieve success, prosperity, longevity, and peace of mind. Just do these 3 things. Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your mouth!"
Now imagine, you're a producer of this awards show, with rows and rows of screens in front of you and cameras to cut to, operating this on live TV. And that's when you see that one camera with the perfect shot. And you hit go. Will Smith appears on screen, who, despite a momentary look of surprise, couldn't help but crack a smile. And then the internet exploded. No surprises there. Fans went absolutely wild with his reaction online, and it went viral. Now, honestly, I'm really not one for award shows, but the Golden Globes, they just hit different. They've always allowed these insane, unscripted moments that just, chef's kiss makes it so much better. And the joke actually gets even better than that because it was almost kind of foreshadowed. One Twitter user said, "An example of predictive programming. The Will Smith Chris Rock Oscar slap reminds me of this scene from The Nutty Professor, 1996, where Eddie Murphy attacks a comedian, Dave Chappelle, on stage. Ironically, Jada Pinkett was in this scene." Another person said, Eddie Murphy's making fun about Chris Rock's slap at the Golden Globes was laughing crying emoji. In fact, he impersonated Will Smith. And another person added, "The only person who could have made the Will Smith slap funny is Eddie Murphy. What an end to that speech." But while the internet was on fire after that joke, backstage, things were heated in the wrong way. Apparently, a lot of the guests were very much on edge, thinking they might have, a remake of the Oscars. So Eddie did take the time to clear the air about the whole thing. Entertainment Tonight actually caught up with Eddie after the ceremony to get the whole deal. With the cameras rolling, Eddie took a moment to address that joke that had everyone talking. In his signature Eddie Murphy style, he very calmly explained,
Because in reality, I've worked with Jada. I love Will, and I love Chris and Will, and it's all love.
And when I say among friends, I mean Eddie and Jada Pinkett Smith go way back. They actually shared the screen during The Nutty Professor in 1996. So the joke, it seems, was 100% the kind that two old friends kind of bounce back and forth between one another. And with Eddie's clarification, everyone kind of calmed down a bit. Fans breathed a sign of relief. There was no more hitting going to be happening. I mean, we already saw firsthand how a joke can be completely blown out of proportion at the Oscars. So it's kind of nice to see Eddie take a moment to clarify there's no bad blood between anyone. But then some more chaos took place. Eddie, one to keep it real, shared some interesting insights when he was asked by Extra about his expectations of hearing from Will Smith after that joke. Eddie simply smiled and said,
"No, I haven't, but I love both of them."
Now don't jump to any conclusions yet, because Eddie made sure to reiterate his love for both Will and Chris. Now, during that chat with Extra, he also revealed that if he were hosting the upcoming Oscars in March, he wouldn't have let that infamous moment slip by without a joke.
If I was hosting the Oscars, I would have worked that joke that I did right in there in some kind of way. I think you have to say something about it. But then you move on.
Which doesn't surprise us at all. Eddie's known for dropping jokes on the fly and doing some ad-libbing, but he also knows how to poke fun without holding any grudges. So even though Eddie doesn't expect a call from Will Smith, it's nice to know that that spirit of comedy prevailed here, and with the Oscars on the way, maybe Eddie has some more hot takes to deliver on the whole situation. But apparently, not everyone was as forgiving as Eddie Murphy. Apparently, some people do still have beef with Will Smith and his lack of efforts, shall we say. During a recent appearance on Big Boy's Neighborhood, Chris Rock's brother decided to set the record straight about the supposed lack of contact with Will Smith and Chris Rock following that infamous onstage slap at the 2022 Oscars. Now, according to Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, Will's claim that he reached out to Chris right after the slap was simply not true. In a pretty wild moment on the radio show, Tony confidently stated
that I reached out to him, he didn't want to talk. That wasn't true.
Right.
That wasn't true. That I think 2 nights later he said I reached out to Chris and he didn't want to talk. That wasn't true.
Now, Tony is no stranger to Will Smith. He starred in the Smith-produced sitcom All of Us, and he has some pretty interesting takes on the whole situation, including his surprise when he didn't hear from the Emancipation actor. Tony shared,
"He doesn't owe me anything. I just thought we were better than that. My phone number has never changed, so I just thought I'd get a phone call one day like, hey man, let's just, you and I just talk, It hasn't happened, so I guess it's not gonna happen."
And while Eddie Murphy has made it sound like things were cool between him and the Smith family, apparently the feeling is not mutual. There's reports out there suggesting that Will is pretty pissed at Eddie for poking fun at him and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Apparently, Will took that joke pretty personally and feels like Eddie crossed a line. There is a special spot that you can hit on Will, and that is the subject of being public scrutiny surrounding his personal life. That's the sensitive one. But honestly, when you're in Hollywood, it's almost kind of expected. And a lot of people are arguing that he should have never aired his dirty laundry on TV if he didn't want attention. I mean, there's multiple instances of it, from showing up on Red Table Talk with his wife Jada and having her admit to having an affair, or, slapping a comedian on live TV on the biggest awards show in the world. The attention that's coming his way seems to be a bit self-made. But what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.